welcome to Fresh Death Comics. I'm your host, Bluke.
And I'm Amy.
And we are here for the Fresh Death podcast. We are here to give you pop culture news, comic book news, basically anything you like to enjoy, we're going to tell you about it. And this week, we are going to be focusing on comics. We've got quite a few to talk about. Jeff the Shark and Aquaman in the Marvel and DC team up. Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Versity, Nectar, Narco, Godzilla Infinity War, Planet of the Apes vs. Fantastic Four. All this and more on this week's show. But before we jump in, I want to say thank you to all the countries who have been listening to us. It is fun to see the stats when they pop in. As we've mentioned, you know, we got Vietnam is right now in Vietnam and Hutcherson, Kansas are right now fighting for #1 spot. And coming in a close second, we've got France, Spain, Germany, and Bangladesh.
Ooh.
You know what country we are not in?
Where?
Myanmar.
Oh.
So if anyone's from Myanmar or knows anyone from Myanmar wants to send it to them, that would be really fun. It's one of my favorite countries. I always want to travel there.
Yes.
It's like on my to-do bucket list. So, but also some of these other countries now, like Uzbekistan. I got good at saying that one. Uzbekistan. So before we get into the comics, let's do some pop culture because Marvel has released the Marvel Legends new line of what's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. And for the first time ever, I have had this lady been watching these live streams with me since right after COVID. Like, once we got the house together and it was like, ooh, there's a live stream. I'm going to watch this. Amy's like, what are you watching? I'm like, a live stream of what Marvel Legend toys are coming out. And she goes, what is that? And throughout the years, I've been buying things when they've come up, especially Power Ranger items, which you've been happy about those.
Yeah.
But they just released a whole bunch of new waves of toys coming out. I'm excited for the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I think that's probably my favorite out of the action figures.
Mm.
But all of a sudden, they're doing the Marvel Rivals toy action figures right now to kind of get on that buzz. Since it's doing so well, Marvel Rivals is doing well. People love it. I tried it. Not my cup of tea. But because they're going crazy with that, they're releasing all the toys. And so they're releasing different ones, and they released Venom. And I said, man, he's really big. They're going to have to get like a shorter character to kind of make up for that mass difference. Because like you get the same value out of an action figure. Like, just because there's two of them doesn't mean like, oh man, I'm going to save so much money. Like, no, they're going to cut corners some way. And what they decided to do was probably the best way. It's Venom and Jeff the Shark.
Jeff the Landshark to you.
Jeff the Landshark. Amy, you are the resident expert on Jeff the Shark. You love Jeff the Landshark. You are always trying to get him. So for the first time ever, Amy's going to be pre-ordering these.
Yep. It finally happened. Marvel, Hasbro.
I'm excited about the Cyclops glasses because I will be wearing
as soon as those popped up, I was like, oh, he's no contest. Whatever I say, he's getting them regardless. And I knew that as soon as they popped on screen. But the moment I knew that you were definitely going to pre-order them was when he showed off the adjustable lights in the visor.
That was the all-time best.
And I know that was like what solidified it for you.
Yeah, I was done. I'm in it.
And I was like, fuck. I'm gonna lose this argument. Whatever, just get it.
So let's get into talking about comic books. Let's talk about the fresh, the two, which is and then the death, which death just means we didn't like the issue. It just didn't click for us. It's just something was missing. Doesn't mean the writer was bad, the artist was bad, anything was like malice. It was just I didn't like it. So when I say death, let's not like go crazy. But for Fresh, so much laughter and joy came from you with the DC and Marvel team up of Jeff the Landshark and Aquaman, the man with the underwater fork.
Yes.
And I have to say, it is an adventure where there is a big giant squishy thing.
I forgot what it is, but it's one less. He's a septoctopus, whatever one less of an octopus is.
But he looks like a big giant like Furby, or
Yeah,
like what the next generation of Furbies are.
Furry. He's bright pink, and Aquaman is there on the beach, and he sees this giant kaiju-looking thing, and come to find out, it's just Ken, the kaiju. That is his name. He and his buddy Jeff the Landshark, were on the beach, and he accidentally ate a big cupcake.
I always eat the big cupcake.
The cupcake with B on it that made him 20 stories tall.
So Jeff has to communicate with Aquaman about how to solve this, because Aquaman wants to take his giant underwater fork and stab him and
Like a
murder him.
balloon.
But Jeff the Landshark's like, no, there's another way, and it becomes a charade.
Yeah, it's definitely a game of charades.
Of trying to guess it, and it's done in a very comedic way. And I have to say, I know this was a Marvel Infinity comic, so
Yes.
like it's made for scrolling, but I know it's free on the app,
Yes.
but it is an enjoyable read.
was
It is
delightful.
fun. I mean, it's not the greatest story I've ever read. Like I don't,
No,
but
it's cute. It's a fun, cute story that's just a good time. And there's cupcakes. There's Jeff the Shark. There's Jeff the Shark trying to figure out who Aquaman is. And he just ends up writing Namor in the question mark in the sand, which was my favorite part. That was my favorite part. He's just like, Namor?
No, but like he is Neymar,
He is. He's the DC Namor.
except Neymar is way better. Aquaman is like the worst. I despise Aquaman. It's
Well,
terrible.
that's why he was the straight man in this scenario. And I think that worked out the best. Because Jeff is always the funny man.
A book I enjoyed this week was The Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity, written by Jordan Morris and Joe Kelly and art by Pepe Perez. So Spider-Versity is a school book. Like, kind of think of this as like Avengers Academy, or when they were doing the Doctor Strange School Academy. This is in the same line, because after Spider-Man has been off-world, being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, no one really stepped into the role of Spider-Man, because they're like, oh, someone will handle that. But, like, no one did, so Norman Osborn stepped in and became Spider-Man. But Norman Osborn as Spider-Man is just Norman Osborn as Spider-Man, where he's just punching people and just being like, stay down, motherfucker! And, like, no jokes, no quips, and immediately, like, they're like, who are you? You're not a clone. You're not anyone in the Spider Universe. You're just punching people. Who are you? Why are you wearing this costume? And he's like, I'm Norman. They're like, oh, great, the Green Goblin. That makes sense. Of course it's you.
Checks out.
So because of this, Miles has decided that we need to rein it in. All the spider people got to get together, and we got to kind of organize and train, because Spider-Boy and Arachna, A-K-A-C-A-N-A, Spider-Boy and Icana are, the kids on the team. They don't know anything. They're still trying to learn out their powers. So Miles has taken it upon himself to be like, listen, white privileged Spider-Man over here is doesn't give a rat's ass about anybody. He's Spider-Man. He's number one. He's the best. And when you think of Spider-Man, who do you think of? Peter Parker. So Miles goes, I'm taking control of this ship. We're all going to work together here. So like Miles is kind of taking on like this adult role because this should have been something Peter came up with.
Yeah.
This shouldn't have been Miles's idea. Like, this would have been perfect for Peter Parker's next step to be like, hey, I'm going to be the professor and teach you guys. Instead, he's having nervous breakdowns about life and like what it means to be in a relationship and what it means for people to die. And I'm so mad at Spider-Man books. But this was a joy. It was really funny because you have all the spider people. There's a certain angle when you're teaching a class with all wisecrackers who everybody's got a joke to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't think there's going to be a lot of learning. I think there's going to be just a lot of bonding because all of these spider people cannot help but crack jokes at everything. So, I'm excited to see where this goes. It's a great jumping on point if you don't know the Spider-Man characters and you really enjoyed like the Miles Morales Enter the Spider-Verse movies because all the characters are kind of there.
Right.
And so if you recognize like Spider-Gwen and Miles and I'm sure Penny Parker is going to appear because it seems like this is going to become like the new Spider Society except for like training. So there's a lot of good things that can come from this book, and it's exciting. All right, let's get to the 2 books. These next 2 books I want to talk about, Amy, because they're brand new books, have just come out. Nectar is just an issue 1 out. Nectar is by Image Comics, writer by Jeremy Robinson, art by Anna Paula Martella and Francesco Francisi. Nectar is a modern day telling of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, except done with butterflies. So, like, if you think, like, how cute butterflies are and they're flying around out there, imagining that they are not and they're terrible and they're little antenna things, that's what they use to scratch you and infect you. And apparently that infection makes it you can't stop dancing. And so, like, I think that people are just going to die of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Because, like, they can't literally stop. And we don't know what's causing this. We don't really know anything other than that. Like, that's the whole first issue. And so I'm thrown into this world, but I don't really know where to go from here. Because, like, butterflies seem pretty easy to take care of. Like, I would have a lot of fun taking down butterflies, I think. I've never, like,
this is the guy who helped build the butterfly habitat.
I know, that's why I like butterflies so much. Like, I feel like it's so fun to scoop them. You ever scoop butterflies?
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. You just, and they're all around you. So I built it.
With your 6th grade hands.
So when we were in school, our school class helped donate butterflies for the butterfly garden in Springfield, Massachusetts. It was a whole thing. We loved it. It was really special to me. Like, I didn't know about this until you were like, I went to Springfield, went to the butterfly place. And I was like, or no, I said it. I was like, hey, there's a butterfly place there I helped build.
And I was like, is it in Springfield, Massachusetts?
And I was like, yeah, I helped build that.
And I said, I've already been there.
It's just a weird...
With somebody else.
Yeah, you went there with somebody else, but you were witnessing my creation.
I know.
So, like, the joy that you were getting was from me.
Maybe that's how we previously met.
I have a question. While you were out there, did you see a Wally McDougall book? Because I did lose a book. I think some kid in school stole it, but I could have lost it on a field trip. That's knowing me. I lose things a lot. Like I lose the controller and it's right next to me.
On it somehow. No, I don't remember looking around for a Wally McDougal book.
All right. So these butterflies, I don't know where this is gonna go. Like there's other questions. Like there was a lady in the grave and like her belly was like full of the butterflies. So like maybe when you die of dancing, they infest you and then you sprout out butterflies. Not really sure how that's working, but like I said, that's why I did too. It's on the radar. You guys should keep an eye on it, but it's
Well, this might change your thoughts about this, but are you aware that there is a written record of something like this where it was the dancing plague happened in real life?
no, I have no clue about this. What is this? So this is
It was just
where was this? In Uzbekistan?
No, not in
Pakistan.
I can't remember. It was. I want to
Oman.
say it was
Oman.
in Europe. I want to say maybe in as early as the 1600s, maybe before. But there was a written record of people dancing for hours, days, weeks on end, and after nobody knew what it was. Everyone was like dancing for a month straight, no sleeping. Like,
a month
straight. But like,
and no one like, was it contagious? Like
yeah, it was. It was like a dance party that got out of hand and got like bigger and bigger. So, knowing that
changes things. So maybe this book's a little historical as well.
Yeah.
I don't know about history. We've discussed this. I know about American history, and I know about Bible history.
Well,
I'm sorry, American Christian Bible history.
There is a big difference.
I realize that, like, oh, we take Bible scriptures and we're gonna, you know that famous Bible verse.
That famous Bible verse.
And I will come with the hand of God, and He will strike thee down with a mighty vengeance. You know, that's my favorite Bible verse.
What verse is that, Brian?
Ezekiel numbers. Our next book is from Image Comics called Narco, written by Doug Wagner, and the art is by Daniel Hillyard. Narco is about a man who's just trying to live life, and he has a crazy life. But I thought Narco was going to be about some nose candies.
Yeah, with all this narco terrorism going on.
It is not about that kind of narco.
Mm-hmm.
It is about narco... Yepsy. This dude, like, passes out and falls asleep in random situations, and, like, bad things are happening to him. So, like, all of a sudden, like, his girlfriend is, like, getting shot, and he's like, no, I gotta save you! And he wakes up, and the cops are like, we're arresting you for murder. And he's like, what? Why? And they're like, you murdered her. And he's like, no, I was sleeping. So
it's kind of awesome.
That's what I mean. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, it's really funny, but I don't know where it's going. And I don't know how long of this one-trick pony of him falling asleep on crimes is it going to last. Like, the staying power. I don't know how many issues it is, but, you know, if there's only... There's 2 issues out. No, there's a couple issues out, but...
I think maybe you just have a problem relating to this character.
I do, because I don't understand how people can sleep. I think
you are allergic to sleep, if anything.
Sleep is the worst thing that has ever been invented. Why do we sleep? Sleeping is so stupid. You could be doing so many other things in your life, but you're taking time to do nothing and just lay in a bed and just make noises with your mouth. That's what you do. I don't understand sleeping. I don't understand why people want to sleep. Like the fact that you could be like playing a game or doing something or like I get wanting to rest, but just sit on the couch and put on a catfish or something. Just relax. That's all you need. You don't need to sleep. Sleeping's silly. But now I'm on these sleeping medicines and I hate it. Like I go to sleep now and I'm like, I hate it. I wasted like 2 hours sleeping.
Is that why it's not working?
Yeah.
Because it's working.
No, because I just feel tired. Like right now I'm really tired. I'm like, man, I wish I could take a nap. I'm like, take a nap? Why would you want to take a nap? This is like the beginning of the night. Like things are about to happen.
So if anything, you're upset that humans need to sleep.
Yes, I think that sleeping is stupid. How much of our lives are wasted by sleeping?
A third of our lives. It's literally 1/3 of your life is
not mine.
Sleeping.
That is not true for me.
Yeah, yours is like an 1/8. Is it time?
All right,
Is it time for death?
It's time for death. Let's start out with the first one. The DC and let's start out with it. The DC and Marvel's team up of Blade and Supergirl, written by C.R.C. Payne and art by Miguel Jan and Hugo Petras. Blade and Supergirl are going to do a team up, and the way C.R.C. Payne has decided to do it, she has decided that we're going to use the Mojo universe, and Mojo is going to take Supergirl, and somehow, for some reason, she's injected with kryptonite. I don't just to give her an edge that she's not super powerful and can bust out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, who would be the complete opposite of Supergirl? I know, Blade. So it just becomes like a vampire killing fest, which it's good. It's fun.
Yep.
But then it just doesn't go anywhere because Blade's like, hey, your body has something in it. I'm going to, my veins and my mouth holes.
My mouth holes.
Yeah, in my vein holes. I'm not.
Your teeth holes.
Yeah, they're not just for sucking blood. I can suck poison out. And I'm going to take out the poison that's in your body and cure you. I'm like, why didn't you do this in the very beginning? We could have solved everything. This could have been solved in the first panel when she was like, oh, I feel weird. Hey, I have secret things and I can make you heal. There we go. All right, I'm Supergirl now. Bye. But because you have to make a story.
Yeah, you can't make money off of that. You can't put advertisement into a one-page
But how can you?
comic.
I know, but now you're making money off of something that's stupid. I just hate it.
Welcome to the world.
Well, I hated it.
That's why it is put to death.
You want to hear another book I hated?
Put it to death.
From Marvel's Godzilla Infinity War, issue 3, written by Jerry Dugan, art by I.G. Guerra.
What could go wrong after shooting Godzilla into space?
Issue 2 was great. We had Godzilla ripping people apart, being a Knull guy, and then we lead up that now the Avengers and X-Men, everyone's like, we're going to stop you, Knull, Godzilla. And then I don't know if it's because I'm colorblind, but Godzilla does not look like a Knull Godzilla. He just looks like a gray Godzilla, and not even like a fun one. He looks like our Godzilla. Like, hey guys, I'm Godzilla. Like, in no way does he look like he is threatening. He looks like he's there to hug everybody.
He looks like a little chibi Godzilla.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And, like, he no longer has the veracity that he had just the last 2 issues going crazy. It's just, he doesn't really have the Venom powers for some reason. So, like, it was just, and it ends with Knull just being like, that was just round 1. Wait till you get my hands on what I do to Godzilla next. And I'm like, wait, did you take the Knull powers away? And then, because like he didn't act like he had the Knull powers fighting the Avengers. So then in my head, was this just like a prequel story? Because it kind of makes a lot more sense that this was like a prequel story of how Godzilla got shot into space. because that's the only thing that makes sense here is it's a prequel story. But also, it just seems like we're just they're just doing the same things over and over again because it's
Yeah.
Godzilla. Oh, Godzilla's here. We fire. Do. Like,
Space.
how many times are we gonna be doing this Godzilla? Like, oh, Godzilla's back. Time to assemble the force. Like, you know how the Infinity Gauntlet has the Infinity Watch and all these people like watch the Infinity Stones and make sure they're safe? We're going to have the Godzilla Watch, and these guys will be on Godzilla Watch to make sure Godzilla stays.
Godzilla Force.
We'll put Aquaman in there because he just sucks. He can finally have a job.
He can finally have a job. Congratulations, Aquaman. You are now gainfully employed.
But yeah, there was nothing to the book. It was just, after all the hype of the last 2 issues, it just felt like we went down to zero. Like, all the hype, all the fun that we were leading into.
The momentum of the book, it went nowhere.
No. Speaking about going nowhere, there's a brand new series from Marvel called Planet of the Apes vs. Fantastic Four, written by Josh Chalulu, art by Andrea DeVito. I was excited. We had just watched the Planet of the Apes not too long ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
So I was like, ooh, this will be a good way of you. And we just watched Fantastic Four. So I was like, ooh, this would be a good book to get any kind of read in Fantastic Four. And she gets a little bit of maybe Planet of the Apes history. What we get is a ship full of shit.
A ship full of shit or a ship full of shit?
A ship full of shit. They're fighting the Red Ghost, and he controls apes. That's kind of his thing. He communicates telepathically with them, and his goal is to go to the Planet of the Apes world so that way they can all live there together because he controls the monkeys with his mind. So he's going to go there, but he traps the Fantastic Four there instead. And they lose their powers, but they go to some other apes, like the main cast members of the apes that you know, like Caesar and the one security ape and the king ape. They all get the Fantastic Four powers now. And they're like, whoa, we can do things now. Like, this is crazy. And it's just, it goes nowhere. It's boring. It's just... It almost feels like they're just copying the plot of the first one, or just exchanging Charlton Heston and just putting Reed Richards there, and it's just going nowhere. And I really hope that this was somehow like, oh, make it work for, because Planet of the Apes has a lot about time travel.
Yeah.
And especially as we go later on, like, they end up going back in the past, and that's how the Planet of the Apes gets started, because they're actually ones who cause it by going back in time with the spaceship.
Oh, okay.
So, like, why are these apes super smart is because they're actual descendants of the planet from the Planet of the Apes. So it's like a Schrodinger's, or what is it called? It's like a
snake eating its own head.
Yeah, like, you can't, if you stop the Planet of the Apes from happening, you stop the world from happening. Like, you can't, it's a never-ending force. It's always going to happen. So that's what I was expecting from this. Instead, we just got, like, people just running around, being bored, and being just locked in cages, being like, I can't get out because I'm human. It's like the Fantastic Four can't do anything now that they don't have their powers. But, like, that's part of the Fantastic Four story, is they always lose their powers, but with the power of their mind, they're better. And in here, they're just like, man, this is bamboo. How do I get out of this?
You know what? Yeah.
It's just silly.
I understand why you're putting it in this column.
So those are all the books out this week that we enjoyed. Let us know what you guys are reading. I know it was Superman Day this week, and I'm currently reading the new Superman Unlimited, and there's a lot going on. Like, that book is a dense book. Dan Slott's doing a lot with Superman, and I think if you guys like Superman, that's really where you should be reading, because this is the book that's going to be changing Superman's life. Like, the other books are just reacting to this book. So if you want to be hip and know what's going on with Superman, Superman Unlimited with the Dan Slott run, that's where you go. that brings us to another end of the episode. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing. If you guys want to watch more episodes, we have all our episodes online on YouTube. If you want, we have our episodes available on Spotify and YouTube's and Google Podcast. Basically, wherever you listen to the podcast, we should be there. Just search Fresh Death Comics.
Yeah, tell us what you're reading. Tell us what you're up to. Just tell us stuff.
And remember, it's Vietnam versus Hutchinson, Kansas. Whoever wins, that's where we're going to visit.
There's a big difference. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.